Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming, and this is The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 11, Hostiles and Calamities Reaction and Live Chat. Very, very good episode tonight. I know there's going to be a lot of questions, a lot of thoughts. I've already seen some of them streaming, and a pretty good Talking Dead show as well. So got to see Eugene, got to see Dwight, and of course, Little John without the East Side Boys with him. But how's everybody doing tonight? What'd you guys think about the episode? I liked it. This was one of my better episodes. There was a lot of story that kind of took part, and there's that mystery kind of shrouded around Eugene. I know people want to know whether he's turning, whether he's getting one up on Negan, and I'm interested to see all of your thoughts. We'll give a few shout-outs once we get a few people in here, and also lay down a couple of the ground rules, let you guys know what this chat is all about. So, what's up, everybody? What's going on? Maboon, Moody Girl, Ghost Rabbit, Emma McCalick, Muse. I forgot your shout-out a little bit early, so let me catch you really early right now. Also, Gage Grossman, good to see you. Sean Cobras, Riley Shreveland, and looks like a lot of the gang is here and is on time. I'm going to throw out a lot of good questions for you guys, and definitely we'll kind of just piggyback on a lot of the comments that are out there as well. So the poll said that about, I guess about 80% of the people, wasn't it, that trusted Eugene, didn't think he's turning on Negan, or didn't think he's turning on Rick's group. So let me throw it out there for the group, and we'll just ask it blatantly right now. Where are you guys at with Eugene? You think he is he's still on board, or is he turning to the other side? I'm still split down the middle. I think it's too early to tell. That's my thought at this point. So we'll let a few people jump in here. And hey, Jenna, good to see you back in the stream. Sharon Doble, Lisa G, what's going on? Mandy Watts, Alana. Man, we got a lot of familiar faces coming in here. Joshua's going with Mick, still can't tell. I think when we get to episode 15, we're going to know a little bit more about where he stands with Sasha. Looks like a few people are still on the fence. Oh, we got the Art of War being quoted. Sun Tzu, welcome. That is like some great prophecy. That's like Little John stuff. Take that, rewind it back. Little John's got the beat to make your booty go smack. See, there's that's better than the Art of War. Throw a little bit of Little John lyrics in there for you guys. Alex Santos, what is going on? Nikki Weaver says Eugene is definitely turning. We're going to talk about Dr. Carson a little bit. So I'm going to throw out a few names here, and because this is something I see a trend for the writers, they are really toying with our emotions this year. Morgan, Eugene, Rosita, Carol, Rick, Spencer, and Dwight. So you got 7 characters there, and I want you to think about all of those characters and the emotional roller coasters we've kind of been on with each one of them. I mean, there are some characters that are pretty consistent. They're true to form, right? I mean, Daryl's pretty true to form. Michonne is true to form. But think about Morgan. Morgan's went back and forth. We liked him, we hated him, we didn't know how we feel about him. Eugene, we think he's a coward, and it seems like he grows a pair tonight. Rosita, I mean, remember Rosita a couple episodes back when she stood up to Dwight and she was making the bullet? Everybody was on the Rosita bandwagon. Now they hate her. Carol, same thing. Carol was a stone-cold killer. Now she's kind of regressed. People have their doubts about Carol. Rick, it was sad-faced Rick first half of the season. Now we get Rick back. Spencer was just, I don't think I ever liked Spencer, but Dwight, the same thing. So I can start to see them pull Dwight out of that hatred shell. We saw it a little bit tonight. Even when he basically got Dr. Carson killed, I didn't feel too bad for him. I thought, I don't know if I'm going to use the word deserved. Dr. Carson deserved it, but I will say the way he was just very short and stoic and talking about how we can't afford to have a big heart, those types of things. I think Dwight's calculating now. He's like, all right, let me just start for Dr. Carson. I didn't feel bad for him. He's, you know, Dr. Carson's the one who keeps patching him up, and I don't know. Maybe I don't know enough about Dr. Carson yet, but I didn't really miss him too much. I kind of felt bad for Dwight. I'm starting to get sucked into it early. Hey, what's up, Chris? Good to see you, man. Tommy McCandless says Eugene is definitely playing his role right. He's 100% positive he thinks he's getting over on Negan. Lindsay Luke never liked Dwight. After tonight, there you go. Tap Ghost Lover says, after tonight, I hate Dwight more than ever. But you got to admit, the beer and the pretzels, that said a lot. So somebody asked the question a little bit earlier. They said, if Sherry would have been there, would Dwight taken off? I think the beer and pretzels were the sign that, and the fact he went back and basically said he killed her. I mean, he lied for her to cover it up. Somebody had to take the fall. It was either going to be Dwight or it was going to be Dr. Carson. So, got to survive. So, Weird Walking Dead Theories wants to know, will Sherry return? I don't know. Hey, Julie, what's going on? Good to see you. I think the best part of the pickles were the scene with him and Dwight standing there at the end. And just when he bit that pickle and made that crunching sound, I'm just thinking, like, Dwight's just got to cringe when he hears that sound. So, yeah, I'm sure he doesn't want to hear Eugene crunching on anything that close to him. Yeah, Dwight is dark. And he's went through a lot. I don't know if they'll ever have a reunion, though. This might have been the ending to it. Nope, I'm not here yet. Yeah, I did write that in a previous video. It was all joking, Tommy. I don't think Sherry will come alpha, but I had to speculate it early. What were they? Just big cucumbers? Negan's knock was a message. So one thing, let me go ahead and address. Most of the predictions were correct. However, I was off on my Dirty Davy prediction. I only saw a small clip of it, so I had no idea that they were beating down Dwight in that scene. I really thought that Negan was coming to really set the tone. I still hate Dirty Davy regardless. Didn't matter whether he's beating down Dwight or trying to get over one of Negan's women. Hate that guy. That guy's got to go. So, Emmy Bacon, did Dwight tell Negan that he took care of Sherry like he told the doctor? In so many words, he did. He basically told him, after the fire, he said, Sherry, I'm going to miss her. And Dwight's like, I'm not, or something like that. So many words. Hey, you're right, Muse. I will be manipulated by these writers. I have to, I got to take the bait. So throw some questions up here. I got a few bullet points that we'll talk about. We'll get into Dr. Smarty Pants in one brief moment. How'd you guys feel about Eugene not giving them the cyanide pills? Think it was the right move? Because if Eugene saw through it, then I'm pretty sure. Sharon, I hope everybody can hear. We've been here quite a bit. And a lot of people have answered questions, so I'm pretty sure most everybody can hear. All right, throw a few more questions up there. Okay, cool. We got a lot of yeses. The mic check is good. So we did get to see a little bit of their point system, and I thought that was a pretty neat turning point. That to me is where it all kicked in for Eugene. He was getting ready to walk to the back of the line, and he just turned around, and then he put his foot down and said, "This is going to be my character from this point going forward." Yeah, he did make the pills. He used the pits of the peaches for the cyanide. So Joshua Fett, kills. Were you upset with the negative gore factor? You think there's something there? Um, I wasn't sure were they going to show him actually melting away inside the furnace or not. Do you think Dwight was feeling out Eugene there at the end? That's an interesting dynamic. Is Dwight the way he played the doctor and Eugene the way he's playing everybody? You think they're on to each other? Maybe they'll work out a plan together to get away. So really quick, why we got a lot of people coming into chat. So these are some of the live streams. We do this, a lot of familiar faces in here. If you guys could do me a favor, just slap the like button. We're going to have a couple hundred people in here. Before this is all said and done, we'll probably have 1,500 people. I know the spoiler chat we did before The Walking Dead, around 7:30. There's around 14 people when that stream stopped. So just awesome turnout. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. I'm going to read them. If you don't want them put in the video, then obviously don't type them, because anything you type up there, the streaming, it is subject to review and to be read. And I'm going to get started with a few of these. So Jill Lensalado, did Eugene mean what he said to Negan? What does that mean that he always has been Negan? I think he was just trying to put any doubt to rest at that point, because he's going to keep asking him the same question, and it's almost like he's beating him to the punch. Like, are you absolutely, I'm Negan, always been Negan, I was Negan, I was waiting to become Negan, just like, don't even question my loyalty at this point. So I think that's what he meant by it. Just, he wanted to get ahead of the curve. So, what's up, Cornelius? Glad you guys made it. These are pretty late streams. This is my third live stream today, so definitely winding down. But really, really, I got a lot out of this episode. But there's still a lot of questions that we have yet to be answered. If Eugene is bluffing, the one thing where he said, we killed 30 or so of his, so turnabout is fair play, I thought that was pretty drastic. It basically said, he killed your friends. Well, we killed 30 or so of his men. So if he's playing the role, he's not just playing it with Negan, he's playing it with with his wives too. It would just be pretty amazing to me if it clicked that easily, going from, he was in tears, he was petrified, and all of a sudden we got geeky Eugene back all of a sudden. That's why I'm still torn. I'm still on the fence. I can't say he's outsmarting Negan at this point. Ghost Rabbit, was the sandwich on the beginning a meaning? Yeah, it was Fat Joey's leftover sandwich he didn't get a chance to. So Michelle Yang, did anyone die tonight? Absolutely. Of course they died. The doctor got tossed into the furnace. Time will certainly tell over the next couple weeks. Yeah, it's a good point, Sharon. So, he would have to play it out for everyone because he doesn't know who he can trust. I'm going to go back tomorrow. I'm going to watch the episode again, kind of like with a clear mind. A few things. I saw there's a really neat reflection of Dwight in Fat Joey's blood. I thought that's pretty ironic. Hopefully that's not too much foreshadowing for Dwight. Eugene's smile when he's walking away makes you wonder what he's thinking at that point. Sincere smile, or, hey, this is easier than I thought it's going to be. So let me ask you guys this question, and we'll get back to a couple comments. Do you think that Negan 100% trusts Dwighty boy? He did lock him up. Negan is just so confident in what he does. He locks him up, and I guess he thinks, okay, he got the message again. And he says, after everything you've been through, who are you, Dwighty boy? And he didn't waste any time. I'm Negan. And I guess Dwight's persona as well. I mean, even when he was locked up in that cell, he wasn't kind of begging. He wasn't making a whole lot of excuses. Dwight's pretty cool. I mean, as far as characters go, he takes his time. He responds. He didn't like jump in and try to defend himself. Okay, Rick, if you could do me a favor and just, we're talking about Walking Dead, so if you come in here and spam your channel, it just not appreciated. Here, take a time out. Think about it. So Lindsay says, nope, don't think Negan trusts anyone but Negan. Yeah, there seems to be some dissension going on, so he's got to trust somebody. I mean, he can't throw everybody in the furnace. So Moody Girl says, it's a sign that Eugene may still be on our side. They look like they're thinning out, though. I mean, think about it. You've got Sherry took off. In the beginning, I can't remember that dude's name that Dwight had to gun down, shot him in the back in the street. So that was kind of the beginning of it. You still got Simon on board. You still got Gavin on board. Dirty Davy's always going to be there. Heavy Metal Guy is going to be on board. But perhaps they got more outposts that we don't know about. But Good Kingdom. Get those garbage pail kids on board. Looks like we might have a decent army. Eugene is going to be a wild card, though. Yeah, I want to see Simon die. I know Simon is public enemy #1 for a lot of people. So Sinister Bullet says, Negan trusts Dwight, but he will not hesitate to kill Dwight. Yeah, you got a Rot, too. I forgot about her. Good call out. Good call out. Mr. Fire, is Carl ever going to kill Trevor, a.k.a. Simon? Yeah, he's going to kill him. Good question. Where would Sherry go at this point? What's going on, Angela G? Glad you made it. Thank you for popping in here. So Joshua says, Eugene really got confidence when he cut in line. Yeah, I thought that was a turning point as well. Sean Cobra says, Rick has the 999 army on his side. We're still there for him. Well, I think a few people in this chat are on the on Team Negan. Bliss Fun, will Sasha die? You know she's going to die. Yeah, I don't think Sherry can go to Alexandria. I think they're just going to kind of leave her in limbo. Maybe she will meet up with the Oceanside girls. Yeah, Eugene went right over and got that Easy Street playing. I know you guys missed that. Taps Ghost Lover. Sherry's going to happen upon Carol. Wouldn't that be something? If she made it to the kingdom. Gav plays. What if Sherry joins Rick's group? Tommy McCandless, my 5-year-old is up past bedtime. Say hi, Kills. What's up? Tommy Jr., what's going on? Yeah, I see some Team Negan people jumping in here. So let me throw this question out. What was the Of all the things that you guys saw today, think about this for a second. Anything shock you? I know we talk spoilers quite a bit, so pretty much we knew a lot of things were going on. And I think people were excited about this episode. What was the most shocking part of the episode for most of you? And we'll pick a few of those comments and read those. Weird Walking Dead theories. Will Carol meet Negan? Oh, I think so. I don't think they're going to kill him, but I think she'll meet him. I think for me, the most shocking part of the episode was Dwight with the beer and pretzels. I had heard that rumored, but I wasn't 100%, and that just told me a lot about Dwight. So DP says when Eugene refused the pills. Dwight framing the doctor. That was Jenna's most shocking part. The doctor death, Riley. So it looks like a few of you guys didn't really see the spoilers, so it must have been really shocking when he put the iron down. You thought he was home free. Chris Belenza, will Carol be Negan's wife? No. Carol will bow to no one. She won't even pretend. If Carol gets to the point where she has to pretend, she'll just leave. Nah, Sherry's not going to tell Carol. It's going to be Morgan. So a few more people said definitely the doctor's death. Now, Game with Christian, I don't think Heath is dead. I think if Heath was dead, they would have just shown it outright. They have to leave that kind of hanging. So Georgia Lynn says, why did he frame the doctor when he didn't really have to? I think there's a couple thought processes to that. Now, I'm going to have to go back and watch it again and just hear exactly what the doctor was saying. I don't know that he thought the doctor was necessarily condescending, but the doctor's fake, and he kind of speaks as such. He's like, we can't afford to be like that. We have to act a certain way. We have to do this. So he's bought into it. I mean, the doctor's not trying to get away. He's not, and he is. Negan cuts him, and the doctor stitches him up. It's almost like Dr. Stevens in the comic book, because I just discovered Dr. Stevens in the comics. Shannon Skit says, Kills, can I please have lobster? Absolutely. I will send you my American Express card number via Kick, and go ahead and buy a couple lobsters on me. So Sharon says she thinks Heath is with the Oceanside women. Yeah, but the timing of that would have been awkward, right? Because Tara gets back and Heath is gone. It's not like they ran into each other. That would have been, if Heath would have been captured, I think they would have brought him back and him and Tara would have crossed paths. So I think it's got to be somebody else. Yeah, it definitely goes to show you that Negan is at a point now where there's only just a small percentage of people he can trust. Like, literally every one of his wives was trying to kill him. Gambler says seeing the Atari game was shocking. Hey, they are set up. I thought the people in Alexandria had it good, but evidently, they got beer, making their own potato chips. They're good to go. So, Jay Ski says he framed the doctor start to collapse from the inside. I can see an element to that. I could definitely see that's a little bit of Dwight's master plan. Picking the people he thinks deserve to die, that Negan has to rely on. J Will 1000 loves the 999 videos. So thank you. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate the compliment. And it's a compliment to the entire group. We just get everybody together and just talk about what we saw and what we think is going to happen. I just thought it was a little bit interesting that Sherry gave those three options. She didn't know if Dwight would go with her, didn't know if Dwight would turn her in, or if Dwight would kill her. So even though they've had some of these conversations, the person that's supposed to know Dwight the best doesn't even know what he's going to do. So he's been hiding stuff. It, just shows he's unpredictable. Oh man, hold on a second. This guy's just spamming the same thing over and over again. There you go. All right, we don't have to worry about that. Blue flowers. Maggie will have no doctor. Yeah, it definitely pushes the storyline. And Negan said it's a good thing we have another Dr. Carson. So they're going to go up to Hilltop and yank that doctor away. It's a good question. Generators. Smallville Boyd. Electricity for the fridge. Absolutely. They got some generators working. Maybe have some solar power too. Who knows? Got that big factory they're working on. Cynthia Barcenas. You have not watched episode 10 or 11? Oh man, you're in for a world of trouble here because we're throwing spoilers out there left and right. So will Gregory rat out Maggie and Daryl when they get to Hilltop? Let me go back and check some of my notes. I haven't really dug into the spoilers, but that could be the end of the line for Gregory. Before he gets the chance to. So Gage, will Rick's group kill Eugene if they find out he turned? Well, evidently, at some point, Eugene is going to tell them just to, let it be, don't go after him. I don't know if it's going to be Sasha or how that's going to happen. That's why I got to get to episode 15. Once we get to episode 15, then I'm going to have a better feel for Eugene's long-term future. What's funny, though, is on Talking Dead, and Josh McDermott seemed very sincere when he said it. He said, I don't want to know what the fate of Eugene is. So he told Scott Gimple that. So to me, that tells me that we're not going to know what's going to go on with Eugene for the rest of the season because they've already filmed all of it. They're through with episode number 16. So if he went to Gimple and said, I don't want to know what's going to happen, then that means we're not going to know until something happens. Season 8. Now, he could have been acting there, but just his reaction to the question, it almost seems like he sort of spilled the beans a little bit. Did you notice the foreshadowing? Hold on. I got to get to this question. Did you notice the foreshadowing of Dwight turning on the doctor throughout the episode? Yeah, I mean, he seemed a little cold. Sugar Magnolia kills. Did you cry when Dwight pulled out the pretzels and beers like I did, or am I just a softie? No, I didn't cry, but listening to her read the note the whole time, it definitely hit me a little bit. But no, it wasn't, that drastic. It was touching, but it wasn't like tear-jerking. The Whispers, yeah. Too early. Too early to be talking about them. I think Eugene got the idea for the walker, the poured metal on the walker, with the encounter he and Abraham had. One thing I did think was telling is the reaction and I'm going to go back and watch it again. But the way they reacted to the doctor being thrown in the furnace, the women that were there was almost like, that's enough. You know, this has got to stop. So you can see it on the faces, and I think it's very intentional. I mean, when they're giving the scripts out to them, they have to show a certain emotion for us to react to that emotion. So I want to drill down and just see how the people that are kind of there bowing to Negan, how fed up they look like they're getting. So, cool. Throw a few more questions up there. So, next question is, when will Oceanside come in? Let's say 3 weeks. Let's see, this next week is going to be Michonne and Rick scavenging, and then a little of their Rishon time. We'll get a little bit of Rosita this week. Then I think the week after we're going to get back to the kingdom a little bit, and then we'll probably see Oceanside after that, so maybe 3 weeks. Die says this episode was fire. I thought it was good. I mean, for just focusing on one area, had a little bit of suspense, a little bit of sadness. Thank you, Lisa. Thanks for popping in. We'll be around for another 15, 20 minutes, but appreciate you being here tonight. Smallville. Was Negan really that upset about Sherry? You know, I don't think so. He said that Sherry was one of his favorites, that he really liked her, but he wasn't heartbroken over it. I think it was more of a trophy, or more a way to keep Dwight in check. Like, yeah, she's one of my top of a few, but Negan's preoccupied. It's not like, it was love of his life or anything. It was more just to keep shoving it into Dwight's face. Unexplained nonsense. Do you believe that any of the 3 girls will die that were there with Eugene? Negan did say that Frankie and the girls spoke really highly of Eugene. That scene really threw me off because I didn't know if the girls actually went to Negan and tried to tell him that story, even after Eugene said it's not going to work. And it seemed like Negan was holding a little bit back and he was waiting for Eugene to say something. But no, I think it's in everybody's best interest at this point just to not talk about the pills. We know they're out there, though. So maybe they will come into play at some point, but just not at that moment. What's up, Toxic Fire? Thanks for popping in. DP Games, do you think that Negan wanted to replace Daryl with Dwight? I don't think he wanted to replace Dwight. I think he just wanted to break Daryl down, just to show that he could do it. Because remember, when in the lineup scene in episode 1, Daryl got up, punched Negan, and Dwight put the crossbow to his head, and he goes something along the lines, just say the word and I'll do it. And he goes, no, you don't kill that, at least not without trying a little bit first. So his whole goal was just to break Daryl down. And he mentioned tonight that Daryl's emotional. And they'll either find him or he'll come back looking for trouble. And he's so right about that. That might be something to think about long term, that Negan kind of dropped that little hint that Daryl's emotional. I mean, we knew it, but the fact that Negan knows it and he's going to use it to his advantage some way, it could be a plot twist with that. Sugar Magnolia says, do we see Sherry again? Does Dwight find her? Negan find her? Will she find Rick's group and give them inside info? I don't think we're going to see her the rest of the season. I think they're just going to leave us to wonder. We'll probably get one of those clues in season 8 or season 9. We'll see somebody walking along and say, oh, that might have been Sherry. Good night, Maboon. Thank you for being here. Yeah, unexplained. I just hit that one with the previous question. It, you know, it's all speculation. There's nothing out there anywhere that says what happened to Sherry or where Sherry might go. I don't even know if there's a backstory that would lead us, give us any idea that she basically said, she goes, I don't know if I'll make it out here. So she's definitely on her own. But being on her own is better than having to report to somebody. She just can't do it any longer. Jay Ski, what do you think is going to happen with Daryl next? So Daryl had said he's going up to Hilltop, and he's going to start making plans for war. He's up there planning it out with Maggie, but then their plans get interrupted. American Psycho, hey Kills, you think Eugene is totally Team Negan now? I'm 50-50. Joanne Marino, thank you, Joanne. Joanne says she loves the videos and keep up the great work, so thank you for being here. Yeah, Cornelius, I did see that. Do you see how Dwight looked at Eugene when they were at the Walkers? There's some connection there, and I almost think that I'm not going to say they're going to build a relationship, but maybe they see through each other's kind of facade. So Kelly F. said the same thing. It's hard to get a read on Eugene in this episode. Did he really enjoy the treatment, or is he just playing along? Muse said she saw the actress who plays Sherry in a promo earlier. Yeah, I mean, maybe they're doing with Sherry the same thing they're doing with Heath. Just kind of give him a little bit of time to think about it. Thank you, Mr. Fire. Appreciate you popping in. Oh, really? Joe Mama? I mean, that's just uncalled for. There you go. Elizabeth Simmons. Kills, where is Heath? Heath was definitely taken. There was the card that was the kind of the hotel electronic key thing that had the PPP on it, and also his glasses were smashed. If he was at the sanctuary, we would know about it. I think if he was at Oceanside, we would know about it. It's suspense right now. I wish I had the answer to that. I don't. So Lindsay even said Sherry's not listed for any more episodes this season. Like I said, I think they're done with it, except you might see a brief cameo next season. Every cliffhanger doesn't get answered, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think Dwight wanted to hear the apology about, hey, you remember that time I kind of chomped down? Dwight's just like, oh, no, it's fine. Dude, just bite into your cucumber. Hey, thanks, Gage. Appreciate you popping in. Edmund Castro. Kills, do you think there's any symbolism, Eugene eating the pickle and Adam and Eve eating the fruit from the forbidden tree? No, not really for this one. I think the symbolism with the forbidden fruit was when Rick and Michonne were in bed and they were eating the apple. Who are you? I'm Rick Grimes. Yeah, somebody mentioned that earlier. That would have been epic if Eugene would have came out with that. That'd have been the end of Eugene. What's up, Nuke Soup? Thanks for popping in. All right, we've got another 10 minutes or so, so throw a few more questions. Once again, we got several new people. When this video goes live, so about 20 minutes from now, this video go live. If I don't get a chance to answer your questions, leave them in the comment section, because some people will be watching this tomorrow after they watch the episode. Because, you know, some people don't want the reaction videos or they don't want to deal with the spoilers. So it will be watched. Your questions, for the most part, will be read. I try to get to as many people we possibly can. So if you're here, you're having a good time, hit the like button. Would appreciate that. And leave a lot of questions, and we'll read through what we can get to. DDA Ohio. Kills, do you think there is... Oh, I already asked that question. Symbolism. Well, I guess it wasn't the forbidden fruit, but he wants to know if there's symbolism with Eugene eating the pickle next to Dwight. I think it's more humor than anything else. I think it was a subtle way for, you know, remember those, what are they, Vlasic pickles, where they like bite into it and you hear that crunch? I probably think it was an inside joke with the writers. Definitely because having those two guys stand together, and we know the history of the railroad track. So I don't know if it's symbolic or more ironic. Maybe more ironic. Cold as winter. Why did Dwight throw the doctor under the bus? Hey, you got to start somewhere. I mean, he's trying to... This group is corrupt. Let me table that question or leave it in the comments, because I really want to watch the episode again and pay more attention to the dialogue between the doctor and Dwight. There were some things that were said, and I didn't see the doctor as being an overly sympathetic type of person. I mean, he said something along the lines of, you know, do you miss it or does it hurt? I think he said, does it hurt, right? And then, yeah, somebody just called him the Vlasic pickle comment. Something about does it hurt, or, you know, does he have any feelings for Sherry? And then he kind of followed it up with something along the lines of, we're not allowed to feel that way. So the doctor's already checked out, and Dwight just had that blank stare on his face. And I do think that somebody had to take the fall, because if somebody doesn't take the fall, Negan said earlier, I know that someone let him out. So it's either going to be Dwight or he's going to have to frame somebody. Tire burner. Kills. Do the saviors... Let's see. Do the survivors will think there's an alliance between Garbage Pail Kids and saviors? Will they find... bodysuit walkers? I don't know. That's a tough question. Muse says Vlasic are her favorite type of pickles. So there's some tidbits. You never know what you're going to learn on one of these live streams. He did take a handful of the dum-dums, the little lollipops, when he left the doctor's office. It was almost like, give me those. So, let's see. Toxic firepower. Kills. Do you think the writers might off Eugene since he's kind of in cahoots with Negan now? No, I don't think so. Eugene's safe. Because we got some things to speculate with Eugene, so there's no sense in killing him now. Crystal. Oh, I'm sorry, not Crystal. Kristen, what has surprised you the most with the comics so far? How violent the governor is to Michonne. I had no idea that he was that ruthless. That completely blew my mind as I read those episodes. Yeah, we'll go into some real deep dives in the comics. Yeah, there you go. So Muse hit it. So he said she had a big heart. We can't survive here with big hearts. So, you know, there you go. I guess if that's your philosophy and you just got to be cold to everybody, then it's social Darwinism. Survival of the fittest. Dwight is either going to kill or be killed. So if the doctor doesn't want to change or doesn't have a big heart, send him to Negan. Throw him in the furnace. Iron Mind 90. Do you believe Eugene is really happier with Negan than Rick? That's probably a deviation of some of the other questions that we've asked, I think, for me, it's too early to tell. I think he's surprised at how many amenities they have. Deep down, is he happier? I mean, I guess you could make the argument both ways. You could say, was Eugene really happy with Abraham? Let me ask you guys that question, and think about it. Get some really deep thought here. We saw Eugene with Abraham, but did you think ultimately Eugene was happy with Abraham, or he felt incompetent? Because Abraham did pick on him quite a bit. I mean, I know they kind of made up at the RV there at the very end of it, but Abraham would never let him drive the RV. I'm going to kind of wait just a couple seconds and see how people answer this question. So, ETZ Mom says he felt safe with Abraham. Okay. And that was everything. I'll give you that. Incompetent, Bree says. Incompetent, Lindsay says. And, okay, followed up. We got some people think he felt incompetent because Abraham, there you go, Abraham was a means of staying alive for Eugene. Now, let's compound that. What was it that Rosita said to him after he made the bullet for her? Basically, she called him incompetent in so many words. I don't remember the exact wording from that episode. And then he looked at her and basically said, you can't take it back. So you've got the two people that Eugene was the closest to. Abraham treated him like he was incompetent. Rosita insulted him. Rosita used him because right after Abraham ditched her, Eugene was standing there with the Virginias for Lovers shirt, basically got the door slammed in his face. What are you doing here? So I think we just kind of grew to expect Eugene was the punching bag, and we got so used to him being the punching bag, maybe now he is genuinely happy there. I mean, it definitely is something that we want to take a look at. And I do think the comment he made to the girls where she said, he killed your friends. He could have ignored that comment. He didn't have to come back and say, well, the way I see it, we killed about 30 or so of theirs, so turnabout's fair play. I mean, that comment could have been completely avoided. Not saying I'm leaning toward Eugene is on Team Negan yet, but I'm saying there is some evidence to start getting the wheels turning a little bit. Sean, I don't think Eugene will ever say, suck my nuts. Not going to happen. It would be more of a scientific version of it. With using the word testicular? Testicular, I can't say it. Forget it, I was going to go scientific. Testicular, there we go. Don't try to do that in a live stream. It's late, and I was going to come up with some real scientific term for that, and it did not come out the right way. I'll be like on Talking Dead. Can we start this over? Nope, it's live stream. No way we can go back and erase that from everybody's memory. It will be permanently ingrained. All right, next question. Jerome Williams, Negan is going to find out about those pills. Maybe not. I do think the pills are going to come into play at some point. Mr. Fire, will Eugene and Dwight switch teams? Good question. Too early to tell. All right, we're going to take 2 more questions. We're about 50 minutes in this live stream. Wow, time just flies through when we're doing this, and we just got such an awesome group. I think the fact that they were so consolidated, a lot of the questions tonight were very similar, which is all good. We all want to know the same things. Next week's going to branch out a little bit more. Full House Freak says Sherry's letter was sad. I agree with that. It did show me a different side of Dwight. I mean, Dwight basically was sitting there in tears, and then he kind of lost it a little bit. So we do see the human side of him once again. But even Austin Emilio said tonight that Austin may be like planning or calculating or chess playing. I don't remember the exact words, but something along those lines. Yeah, there you go. Will Eugene alert them to the tainted pigs? Eugene doesn't know about the tainted pigs. He wasn't there. Smallville Boyd. What is Eugene's motivation? Is it only to stay alive? Because he definitely isn't interested in girls. Eugene's motivation, I think, is to stay alive at this point. To fit in. Yeah. All right, 2 more questions. So give me 2 more, and then we'll wrap up this. Just a couple things once again. If you guys could slap the like button, awesome. I would appreciate it. When this video goes live, get over to it, check it out. Also, leave your comments on there. What you thought about the stream, what you thought about the episode. We'll answer some of them as well. And also, I'd like to do shout-outs at the end of this video because I like to just show appreciation for all of you guys. That's kind of, once I do a shout-out, obviously you can end the stream at any time, but I'll read through as many people as I can as fast as I can. So, I think Austin Emilio is doing a good job as Dwight. That wasn't a question, that was a good statement, but I agree with that. Philip Baird, you think the Oceanside will work with Alexandria? I don't think they're going to be willing to work with them right away. I think they're actually going to put up some resistance from what I've heard, but they will get some weapons, and I think they'll ultimately get a couple people. One of them, I think, is going to be Cindy. I have no idea where Sherry's going, Jerome. Stephanie Richard says, Killshot, your audio reading of the comics is my bedtime stories, so thank you. I'm enjoying them as well. I'm having a really good time with the comic book readings because it is just showing me a side of The Walking Dead that I never saw before. Aquatine says, I agree, Austin Emilio is a terrific actor. Will the wives steal the pills? No. I think Eugene's smart enough to hide them where nobody's going to find them. Bethany Castillo. Doesn't Eugene have a superior complex like he wants to save people, not kill them? I think Eugene probably has an inferiority complex, and he overcompensates for it. So I would say it's probably the opposite. And this will be the last question. This is, Kale says, Smile, which character do you think they need to kill off that they haven't? And I'm going to pose that question to all of you. So, great question, great way to end this stream. So the question for everybody still here, which character do they need to kill off that they haven't killed? And then I'll give you my opinion, and then we'll do shout-outs, and we will wrap this thing up because we're almost 1 hour. So, a little bit of a pause here, and I'll read a couple of them. Heavy Metal Dude says Muse. So, first one. Not doing shout-outs yet. Copy's cat. Cody's cat says Rick. ETZ Mom says Morgan. Weird Walking Dead says Sasha. Chris Belenza says Richard. Yep, Richard. Morgan, Rosita, Morgan, Rosita. Whoa, what's with all the Rosita hate? Come on, people. Rick, Simon, Rick. So many people are saying kill off Rick. Ben is a goner, Day. A couple more people say Morgan. Morgan is living on borrowed time. Richard and Ben, we know they're gone. Davy, there we go. Finally, somebody says Dirty Davy. Drew says Rick will die. Bree Thompson says Eric. Yeah, I could do without Eric too. Lindsay Luke says Eric. Eric's just slowing Aaron down. Aaron wants to go out and be a fighter. I mean, what if Eric gets bit and Jesus hooks up with Aaron later on? That could be the Jaren or Jesus. I guess if you got Rishon, you could have Jaren. So that's my prediction. Jesus and Aaron will become a thing in Season 8 after Eric dies. Be a little bit of recovery. A lot of people saying Dirty Davy. Daryl, Gregory definitely. Sasha. Yep, we got some more Erics out there. All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate all of you guys being here for the stream. Really, really awesome turnout. It's been a long day. 3rd live stream, so hopefully I'm not lagging too much mentally. But we'll keep this thing going. If you guys want another live stream, we'll do the Wednesday Walkers. That'll give us kind of a midweek review of everything. We'll also do 3 more streams next Sunday. So it'll be an action-packed week for everybody. Thank you once again, and it is shout-out time. Once again, I really, really appreciate all you guys for showing up. So ETZ Mom, also Jimmy Henry, what's up? Kale says Smile, J Will, Mr. Fire, Black Wolf, Chris Belenza, Ghost Rabbit, Lindsay Luke. Hey, you guys heard it here first. I'm calling it early. Gonna happen. Aquatine. Day, thank you for being here. Emma Michalik says the Polaroid guy. Yeah, I want to see him go too. James Purser says Eugene's mullet. Eugene's mullet. It is long day. It is a long, long day. I'm super tired, everybody. So Eugene's mullet will be killed regardless of what I just said. John, Weird Walking Dead. Cymatics, what's up? Nuke Soup. Real. Thank you for being here. Michelle M. Six-Sided Sports. Crystal, thank you for being here. Cold as winter. All right, now the screen is really too fast for me to read it. Ender Plays, thank you for being here as well. John 002C. Joshua Fett, thank you, my man. Appreciate you being here. Ryganator. DP Games. Muse. Special shout out for Muse since I forgot you early. See? I don't forget all the time. Israel Marion, thank you for being here. Unexplained Nonsense. Hoax Hexer, Sunshine Day, Bob Berger, Cornelius Jones, and Tiger. Appreciate both of you being here. Cody is Cat Sharp. Thanks, Cody. Appreciate it as well. All right, everybody. If I missed you on the shout-out or I missed your comment, just leave a comment when the video goes live. Thanks again, and I will talk to you all very soon. We'll have some Hidden Clues videos up tomorrow, also some Walking Dead theories, and I am out. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. 999 Army. Later.